Yeah.
Video game wheel. Have Mario Brothers.
Do we have an intro? You said you mentioned an intro.
Ooh, intro.
I don't have one.
Ah. Wait.
He gave you false hopes.
It's not an intro or anything really exciting. I just forgot. I have
Oh,
a tire.
Danae.
Hey, Danae.
Ah.
Hey, Mick. I mean, you know the movies.
house tonight.
Come join us. I'll send you a link. It's free. If you're free, brother.
We don't even have all the cameras on.
There you
There's
go.
there's someone waiting in the lobby.
Hey. Gotta put on the gloves and everything.
Oh yeah, you got your extra
Well,
light.
there we go.
Listen.
And now everyone's here.
Mario had a tough go in his last adventures, so he needed to chill out for a minute. So please excuse his fumando.
They can't function.
Even better. So are we. Well, 1, 2, 3,
If
4 out of
anybody's-
5 of us. 4 of
If
us.
anybody's stoned, it's Luigi.
Shit, I'm high.
My culture
can't
doesn't
even count.
stone people
1,
anymore.
2, 3. 3 of us are. 3 of us are. One of us doesn't drink.
I can't.
Doesn't smoke. You guys know what I'm
can't.
trying to say. I'm trying to explain it. One
I
guy
can-
doesn't drink, that's me. And one guy doesn't smoke. That's
I cannot.
Well, 2 guys don't drink.
oh, 2 of us. The minorities don't drink. We're outnumbered.
Mm.
More booze for me.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Listen, I may be Luigi tonight, and Mario and Luigi, you know, they like their shrooms, you know what I'm saying? But me, I like my power plant, you know what I'm saying? My firepower plant.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. I should have freaking borrowed the damn Mario hat and gloves. That
Listen,
was
Mario's gonna make an appearance in a little bit here. You know, he's just taking it. He likes to be fashionably late, so he'll be here in a minute. You know how
cleaning the pipes. What that means is he's cleaning the pipes.
yeah, you know how it is. Once they get big, you know what I'm saying? They get those shrooms in them, and then
What the
forget
gloves
about
are
it.
for? It goes through
And when
an iPod.
when he finishes, he sounds like when someone goes through a tunnel.
That's why his fucking gloves are white, so that you don't know when he just got done.
Yippee! I've come.
See, and I just realized I put one of my gloves on backwards, so this is true to Mario because it has extra grip.
Yeah, there's no hole in
It's
that
got the
thing.
ridges. It's got the ridges on the back.
Genius. We're starting off
Ribbed.
already.
That's called ribbed.
In 5 minutes.
Ribbed for your pleasure.
Oh shit.
We went off the rails quick.
Very quick, and I'm loving it.
Yo, so who's the new guy?
Oh, that's Evil Chris.
Oh
Mhm.
shit.
Yeah,
He
Evil
can only be
Caucasian.
seen from
That's
the side.
that's the reverse Chris, like the reverse Flash.
there he goes. There you
Yes.
go.
Yes. That's it. Just yes.
Are you my daddy?
I could be. I drank a lot in my early days.
Oh shit!
Go for that
The drum sounds. That's wild.
weed plants and cum shots. Hold on.
That's fucking funny. That's fucking funny. Oh my
That's how the weed plants grow.
That's what the logo's gonna be. It's gonna be a 5-finger pot plant and a KY lube jelly fucking logo
That's how we water the plants. Is it not?
with water-based lubricant.
Yes. You gotta release the moisture over time.
I almost
so it
want to
doesn't
do an
absorb it
experiment
all.
now. You've inspired an
No,
experiment that
no,
might have to
no,
be.
no,
It might have to
no.
be content next year once I can finally put shit on video and out.
Even if I could smoke, I would not smoke that.
No, I just want to see if it grows using it as like the water for it. You know what I mean?
Wow!
Keeping the dirt moist.
I don't think that's a good idea.
It's gonna
Not the
blow.
only
It's gonna
thing
blow and
trying to
have
keep
Chris's
moist.
face.
Oh god.
I had to.
You're blowing smoke rings of his face. Is that what
It'll be all his kids.
you got?
They'll be
He's
saying,
gonna impregnate your mouth.
no, it'll be when you blow the smoke out. It'll be his kids say, "Dad, why?" So they dissipate into the atmosphere.
You ain't shit.
Damn. Fucking show started off crazy.
Yo,
Yeah,
for 10 minutes. It's
off the rails even for us.
I'm loving this shit.
Oh, God.
Oh, this is nostalgic popcorn and pints.
I've got a drink for 1, 2, 3, 4 people.
I got fucking keyboard shortcuts. Mute my mic here on fucking, but I keep forgetting for one on OBS so that on my stream people aren't just listening to me coughing.
There you go.
I gotta remember that.
That's a hell of a stream.
Shout out to your stream, by the way, guys. Whoever's watching, come check out Popcorn and Pints. Don't be scared to hop over on Popcorn and Pints too. Love. We need some more YouTube love, by the way.
These guys are all right. I wouldn't be here if I didn't like them. If I didn't trust them.
Trying this one more time. There you go. We'll
You have,
see
the
what happens.
you have the phone muted, volume all the way off.
Everything's off, man. I don't know.
Excuse me, sorry.
I can still hear shit though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not hearing any doubling, so.
I didn't add it on yet. I am hearing a little bit of dubbing though.
Yeah, it's not gonna work. I don't know. Never mind.
It's a phone picking up.
It
Yeah.
won't go. I don't think it'll go fully to mute because it won't let me listen to the stream.
Ah.
Yeah, you can mute it both, but you should. I think you could still mute it.
I turned on. I did, man. I turned the volume all the way down, and
It's all right. Just
whatever.
And hit the microphone button on Restream on your phone?
I don't. I've never done it with the phone, so I don't.
When you go into
Well,
the
you're not-
settings, you can, or that same thing, the little
Now,
three
now
dots.
it's not the time to.
Okay,
look
yeah,
into
yeah, yeah.
that.
Yeah, we're not reviewing Restream.
Yeah.
We could, but we're not. Unless you want to pay us for stream. So, I think it's time for us to dive into these films. And
What
we might as
movies?
well start with.
Shall we go down a pipe? Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Gonna lay some pipe. Lay some pipe for sure. We gotta go original Super Mario.
Oh
First.
yes, of course, Super Mario Bros. And the Super Mario Bros.
Bro.
Or the episode title. Time to get super with the Mario Bros. And the Un-Mario Bros. Which we're gonna get into that.
On Mario Bros.
Yes, because let's dive into it. And before we give our early ratings, Chris, is there any facts you want to drop? Do you have any facts about it?
Not at all.
Not at all. Okay.
You were talking to me, right? Yeah, I got.
Yeah.
nothing.
I have a fun fact about Mario in general.
What's that? Okay, go ahead.
So I think I sent it to you the other day on TikTok or on Instagram or Facebook. I forget. Or I sent it to everybody. But basically, Mr. Miyamoto, the creator of Mario, basically had said that the whole Mario universe and the whole game and everything, from the very get-go, has been Mario and Luigi are people playing characters in a movie. And, like, it never made sense. And then fucking I saw that video and I'm like, yo, that's true. You got how many games that open up with the curtains opening? You got the guy flying around on the fucking cloud with the camera videotaping the whole shit. It's just a show. It's a show or a movie that they're videotaping. Like, it's fucking insane now to think that it's like, oh, that's so fucking insane. Like, it's, I guess the term now is meta, right? It's like the world inside the world, and the vision was the vision of the world being a movie, and the movie is now like what? It's so fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I got one I heard before that Mario and Donkey Kong, that the original game, Donkey Kong with Mario Kart ladders, was supposed to be Popeye.
Yeah,
they couldn't get the rights to Popeye.
Really?
Yeah,
so they created Donkey Kong and they created Mario.
And I'm almost positive the first Donkey Kong, it wasn't even Mario that was the character in the game.
Yeah, you're right.
No, it was all about Donkey Kong.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Wasn't it like live action / cartoon in a weird way?
I don't remember the TV show. Was there a TV
I
show?
remember the cartoon TV show.
I remember the live action TV show. Yeah, they had segments and skits that was live action, and then
I don't
cartoon that would
remember
come
the
up.
live action.
And then there was
Yeah.
Mario
Oh, yeah,
Cartoon,
yeah,
there was a
that's one.
cartoon.
Yep.
That's what it was. Yes.
Yeah.
And then
I
here's
seen
something
it, yeah.
right here with the Scene Snobs. Facts. It's the greatest movie ever made.
What, the original?
Yeah,
We're talking OG. We're talking
Time out,
OG.
time out,
Hold
time
on,
out,
hold
time
on,
out,
hold
time
on.
out.
I think he's confusing original and worst.
Guys. I think what's going on is because what we were talking about earlier, or I think he mentioned it about the video game being portrayed as a movie.
Yeah.
And actors, like what Chris was just saying. So I think that's why he's saying that as far as how the game goes, if you're counting the video games from the first one up until now.
I think he's
You're wrong.
confusing the word garbage.
No, he's not talking about the original movie.
Oh, he's talking about the new one?
Yeah,
He's talking about
Captain Lou. Yep.
Oh, I thought he was talking about the original.
No. He's talking about the video games. If the video games were movies, because how Chris brought up how that's how, the guy was saying that the video games are like a movie playing through. Mario and Luigi are actors.
Captain Lou Albano is a wrestler, right?
Yeah.
Is that Cyndi Lauper's father, or is that someone else?
Luke Skywalker's father.
Yeah.
I think Cyndi Lauper's father is a wrestler. I forget.
I'm looking up.
It just reminds me that I'm old. I know this stuff, but
30 years.
My senile kicked in.
This movie is gonna be 30 years old.
It's crazy to
I
think,
was
right?
10 when this came out.
1993.
Yep.
I was 10 years old.
Nope.
This movie, we probably fucking loved this movie as a kid.
I loved it when it first came out because I was only seeing the Mario part.
I can tell you now, I have not watched this movie since I was 10 or 11 years old.
Me either.
I'm with you on that.
And I regret every second I spent watching it now as a 39-year-old man.
I disagree with that. I didn't like the movie, but I don't regret watching this movie. I've seen way worse. Just the other night, I seen a worse movie.
It's so crazy that you say this because I was thinking back just as the movie was starting and like I'm 10 minutes into it, I'm like, man, I remember fucking hating this by the time I was done walking out the theater.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the time I was done with it, I remember going, wow, you know what? I can say something that's kind of a backhanded comment on this. This is one of the best upholding, like, does well in time for, like, shittiest movies.
Oh, he played Cyndi Lauper's then. Okay.
And this is why you need to come on here with us and join us and talk some shit with us, man.
Yeah.
You have these facts.
I'm gonna look that up real quick because I think
shy, buddy. We're all a little high. I'll get higher.
Ah, you're good. But yeah, like I can't believe that this holds up the test. Usually you report back on a movie that, hey, this holds up well over time. Yeah, this movie holds up well over time for still being so shitty.
Yeah, it's shitty.
Fair point.
Again, what I was gonna say too is I remember seeing this as a kid and not liking it. Like it was like, okay, cool, Mario Brothers come out and then going to see it and not just like with which we didn't review this movie yet, but I can't wait to do it. But with Street Fighter, it was the same. I'm not gonna use my rating on it. It was the same feeling because that's my favorite fighting game of all time. Super Street Fighter on the Super Nintendo.
Oh.
I like it better than any. I don't care about
because they're white and Italian.
No, I remember kind of liking this movie a little when I was 10 years old.
I remember
it might have been because I was playing Mario all the time.
No, I get it. You know?
I
didn't like the movie, but I liked the cartoon. The cartoon was good.
The cartoon I liked.
The cartoon was good.
I specifically. Sorry.
This movie is so far unrelated to the video game, it's ridiculous.
I remember leaving the theater feeling so disconnected and confused, and just watching this movie now, knowing what to expect 25 years later, I'm like, man, listen. Early ratings, because I got a comment to say about, and I just want to go in because we're flowing right now.
Let's plow through the early ratings quick.
Hold up. Before we do early ratings, I got a message.
We're only 15 minutes into the episode.
I know, but hang on. I just have a message to somebody before we do our early ratings. Right after my message, I'll do my early rating, and I'll just go down the list for everybody to do theirs as well. All right, John Leguizamo,
yeah,
I'm a fan of you. Cut the shit. Cut the shit. I know you want more Latin representatives in this movie. I get it. I understand. Cool. They're Italian, though. But you were in this one, and this one was fucking bad as shit. Shut the fuck up. Seriously. Again, I'm a fan of you, but shut the fuck up. This movie was fucking terrible. This is one of the worst video game movies I've ever seen in my life.
Ooh.
This shit is bad. Fuck this movie and fuck you for your bad attitude.
It might be a toss up between this and the Street Fighter movie.
I know.
Ooh, I don't know. No.
I'd have to
what else is there? What else is there?
I'd have to rewatch the Street Fighter movie just to have a fresher frame of mind.
Doom was
Really
pretty
bad.
bad. Resident Evil's
was it?
pretty bad if you think of it in terms of sticking to the
Was
context of the
Jean-Claude Van
game.
Damme in Street Fighter? I don't remember.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's Guile.
and
Okay.
Raul Julia as M.
Horrible.
Bison.
We'll get there. We'll get there though, guys. When we do
Switching cameras.
Mortal Kombat, when it's a video game, we'll get there.
Yeah.
But
I
early
can't-
ratings.
Ugh.
Early ratings. You know what? It's worse than the movie I watched last night. Negative.
Whew.
7.
Wow.
Damn.
I hate this shit. I fucking hated this shit.
And what was Blood Lake?
That was a negative 10.
Well, Blood Lake's the worst of all time.
Oh, by far.
Wrong camera. Get it
Camera?
right.
This
There we go. The shitty camera. Because this movie is shitty. And I'm gonna give it a 1.
You know, I'm gonna
It's the
bump
shit-
it.
it's the shit
I'll
cam.
give it a negative 5. I'll give it a negative 5.
Yep.
Chris, you said a -1.
No, just 1.
Just a
Oh, how's about shit?
Excuse me.
I'm gonna say yeah.
I don't
it's
do
crap.
negatives then.
Yeah, me either. I say it's crap. I'm gonna say a 2.
2.
Yeah, I was debating just now, going back and forth if I should do a 2 or 3. I was like, 4 is a little generous to it. Like it's in the realm of watchable at least, but it's not in the
Yeah.
realm of good watchable. And especially if you're a fan of the series and you're going to it, so I'm gonna say 2. We'll see if I change it by the end, but I probably won't go no higher than 3, 3.5. Now that
Well,
I'm thinking about it.
the reason this movie is in the realm of watchable is more curiosity than it is anything else. Like, if you've played the games, if you enjoy the Mario games, you want to see this just to know it exists and what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then you regret it. But now you know what it
quickly-
is.
You quickly are just like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get why they fucked up and didn't like connect it more to the video game. They just used basically their names, and
Oh,
that
was it. And they don't, first off, they don't even use the name Bowser. They don't use the name Peach. It's
No.
Daisy.
no,
or
they just call him
Koopa.
Koopa. Yeah,
King Koopa.
Like, seriously?
yeah
Well,
no.
now I just want to think back to the time period of it. Because now I'm trying to think back to like the back of the boxes of the games and shit like that, or like Nintendo Power. Was he changed to Bowser at that point, or was he King Koopa still in the first 2 or 3 games? Because this is 93. This is just after 1, 2, and 3
Well,
came out.
Well, I heard Bowser, King Koopa is Bowser, but the name it's Bowser something Koopa or something.
Yeah,
it's like a long
Bowser,
name.
King of the Koopas, is what I
Yeah,
always
yeah,
know.
Yeah.
And the
So they
Koopa's the
shortened it to
reptilian
King
shell
Koopa.
race or whatever, the fucking turtle.
And who is this? Who's Princess Daisy?
So,
And why does she
Oh, she's
end
from-
up with
okay.
fucking Luigi?
and did
Yeah.
anybody else notice the contrast swap that they did on that? Because they didn't even mention Peach, but they made Daisy a fucking blonde instead of a brunette, where Peach is
Yeah.
a blonde, and then the other chick that, like, I don't understand why Mario's supposed to be with the blonde.
I'm watching this and I'm wondering if there's some kind of legal issues they were trying to get around.
I was thinking the same thing.
Maybe.
I don't know, because it was by Nintendo.
Oh.
Like, they signed off on it. Oh, that's the only way they
that's
would have
true,
done it.
yeah.
I get, and Nintendo's notoriously strict with what they let people
Exactly.
do with their properties.
I'll tell you what, they probably got stricter because of this shit.
They probably didn't
Or-
let, yeah.
Or
The,
no,
you
no,
have-
no.
How
Now,
rare
the
is a
first
Nintendo
Mario was it
commodity?
Princess Peach or was it Daisy? It's Peach,
was-
right? Always Peach.
It's always
Yeah.
been Peach, but Daisy makes an appearance in, I think, part 2 or part 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. I think yeah.
And then in All Stars again.
Yeah, then it starts going to the future where they just bring every character.
I feel like this movie ruins Nintendo properties in any other form than a video game, and that's why they did not do anything for decades.
Bro,
And
Smart.
they're still hesitant to do anything until
Mhm.
until the new.
yeah, it's
Super
always a
Mario
question of, will this be profitable? I mean, the game only made how many hundreds of millions of dollars, so yeah, let's put out a movie, you know what I mean? But you gotta
Mhm.
make it good, and you gotta please, first of all, the motherfuckers who spent the money in the first place.
Yes.
And then B, yeah, I get trying to make it more expansive to the rest, but if you make it good and it's to the core of the people who enjoyed it and made the series what it was anyway of a phenomena, then don't you think the new people that are going to come in are just going to love it for the same goddamn reasons or hate it for the same reasons?
Mhm.
Either way, you're still going to make you tons of money.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mhm.
the problem with making a video game movie is right off the bat, you are starting even farther down below expectations because no one's gonna. How many? It's already tough to make a video game movie. It doesn't matter what the year is, what the decade is. You're not gonna make anything that's gonna live up to the expectations of the people that love the games and the stories and shit like that. So you're already at a disadvantage.
I beg to differ, my friend. In my eyes, I feel like you've got a leg up because you already have a world, a lore, a writing, a script, personalities that are already in
but
place
the
for
problem
you.
is all that shit's there. The problem is the creative aspect that these people try to use that and deviate from it. You can't make everybody happy, that's fine. But how many video game movies have come out where people were like, that was fucking great?
It's
Why,
few.
you think that's the reason why they're hesitant on making Zelda? They don't want
I,
a
I
fucking
remember
uproar.
reading something where they were talking, Netflix was, maybe,
I heard that
swear
was
I read
fake
this. I think
because it was supposed
Netflix,
to be. It was supposed
it
to be
fake?
Tom Holland or something. It was fucking.
I don't know about that. I thought the word somebody spoke and Nintendo just fucking cut off the rights that they were talking about doing it, and then Nintendo stopped.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're afraid to fuck that up. They're like, yo, what about if we make a movie out of this? It's gonna fuck. People are gonna hate us for it because
Mm.
we didn't go with the
Zelda's
game.
going to be a tricky fucking property.
Because Zelda is like, I think someone will stab you over that game. People are so big of fans of Zelda, it's ridiculous.
I think what becomes also kind of the issue with Zelda is that it's kind of cartoony or whatnot, and people would probably really want to see Zelda more in a little bit more of a serious tone, and he wields a sword and he stabs and he kills and there's magic and all this shit that goes on. So that could be why they kind of don't do that because Nintendo doesn't like violence and blood and all this other stuff. So it's very tough. But this is the segue. Honestly, this is the hey, let's see how this goes and let's give this another shot. And since it's working so well, and this was the new one that they just did, and we'll talk about that in a minute. This is their either green light or nah, we're not spending no more money. You know what I mean?
Well, I think the new Mario movie did so well that they're open to everything now. But
Yeah,
I think
that's what I was gonna
the
say.
Mario movie had to be done animated. I don't think you can do
I
a
agree.
live action Mario movie.
I agree.
And that's not even based on how bad this 1993 original movie was. Zelda, I think you might be able to do a live action one. I think that's more grounded in reality than Mario Brothers.
I mean, we watch Star Wars and shit. Why can't we do a live action Mario? With fucking little toads running around and shit. You know what I mean?
If they keep to the game.
Yeah, if they
like
keep
they
to the
did
game and they
movies,
make it like that, using
maybe?
CG like they do all the time, I can see it being a dope ass world.
I don't know.
But not the way the first fucking movie tried to do that shit with the fungus hanging and all that shit and the gooey and the dinosaurs and like. I was like,
I want to talk about that. So here's what bothered me about the fucking. I'm gonna say this shit in quotes for sure. Yoshi, because I'm like the dinosaur. That dinosaur was in the wrong fucking movie. That dinosaur.
He's a tiny fucking T-Rex in this movie. It doesn't make any sense.
He looks like someone sneezed on a toy raptor. And it was just going side by side. They're just like shifting it sideways, like hardly any movement to him.
That's kind of true. Yeah, it would probably be like Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah.
I was gonna say it looked more like something that should have been in Jurassic Park, just nicer.
100%. They could. It wouldn't have surprised me if the Yoshi from this original movie showed up in a fucking Jurassic Park.
For all that, they could have just did Easter egg, what this movie did, which we'll get into. Just show the Yoshi egg. Boom, we got it.
They had some the new one had some Yoshis running around in the background.
Yeah, they had the wild Yoshis.
No, I remember that. I know that. I'm saying with the original instead of showing.
Oh, by the way, was fucking Princess Daisy? Why was she hatched from an egg?
Thank you.
I don't know, man.
That was the other thing. I was like, we skipped way over.
Like, there's no explanation
because she's from reptilian bloodline, just like the Koopas.
So she's already an evolved version, like
Yes.
you said, the machine.
Yes. Her dad was
But
her dad was the king of the reptilian humanoids that got separated and stuck there when that rift happened. And she was hatched from an egg because that's how they hatch, because they're reptilian, but she came out as a baby because she's a reptilian humanoid.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a princess of reptilian humanoid race.
It was stupid. I
It's-
didn't like
And
it.
then the stupid devolve machine and shit. Like,
yeah,
that was
come
dumb.
on, man.
why are you sitting here waiting to figure out if you should make people smarter or not? Just make everybody smart so that everybody doesn't fight.
I know, right?
and
So that
the
everybody's
people-
rich. So that you all run the place and it's all good and happy.
The fact that Toad is like a random musician in an alley, and he's singing anti-Koopa songs, and then they devolved him into a Goomba.
Yeah,
Like,
by
what-
way
this is
that
the
don't look
dumbest-
nothing like a Goomba.
Which,
No.
yeah, what was that? Since when are Goombas lizards?
It looked like Beetlejuice when his head got shrunk on the couch.
It is legit. People with like shrunken reptile heads walking around. Like this
Stupid.
is all. I don't know how somebody making this is like, yeah, we're on track for a fucking great film.
Fucking dumb. Goombas are small as hell. They look like giant fucking mushrooms.
Yeah, little
And
fucking
you know what's messed up? The
Hershey
more you
Kisses
watch
with
that-
legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the more you watch it, there's all these giant figures running around. The Goombas have one head. There's legit people that look dressed exactly the same that have the reptile heads. I don't know if they were supposed to be Koopas. Like Koopas, what the fuck is going on?
I don't know.
It's
And their power ups is a fucking pair of futuristic shoes that springboard you.
yo,
Yeah.
that shit was so bad. It was just like they were just like, all right, listen. So we're gonna make a Mario Brothers movie, right, guys? This is what's gonna draw the fans because it's called Mario Brothers. But here's the thing: we're gonna use the Koopas and things here and there that they're familiar with, but it's gonna have nothing to do with the games at all. Absolutely fucking nothing.
Not at all.
Absolutely nothing.
Bro, what happened was somebody was watching the kid play the game. They got into the game. The kid was talking to them. They pitched the idea. The idea got bought. The guy had no clue what he was going to do to fucking make the movie. So he told his son, who was fucking 8 years old, to come with him and fucking tell him, what does Mario do on his adventure? And what does this do? And what does this look like? And how is this? And who's this? And we're going to make a movie out of it.
I feel like
Basically,
That's
it does
literally
seem
what I
someone
feel like
never played the
happened.
Games before.
I feel like it's. I was gonna say it's more. I feel like it's more so of not even a kid, but just somebody that's never played the game that just knows the title, knows the popularity, and then Nintendo. Listen, we want to make this movie. Blah 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 blah. However, it made it. Or if Nintendo.
Oh, they
made,
were plumbers.
Bro, they read one Nintendo Power that had like the backstory of all of Mario, and
Mario?
after like Super Mario All Stars came out or something.
There
You
go.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were like, "Oh man, this is great. We're gonna make this into a movie and fuck it completely up."
It was bad.
It's
And,
fine. They're gonna buy it
And the
anyway. They're
mushroom
stupid.
shit looked like snot. It didn't look like mushroom.
Mm-mm.
And then why were the
Whole
bombs
city
this
was
big?
covered in snot.
Why were the bombs
they-
this big?
Yeah,
That's
the
true. The
bombs are
bombs
like
are
tiny,
super tiny. Did they even fucking mention mushrooms? I don't even think they did.
They just kept
They-
saying
they
Mushroom
said they turned
Kingdom.
They told they said he
The
turned
fungus
the
kingdom.
father of the mushroom.
Yeah.
Ah,
The king, yeah, the fucking fungus
Because
and
Mario
Mushroom
hates
Kingdom.
mushrooms. Remember, he was going through like, I hate mushrooms.
Yep.
yeah, I remember that. I want to forget a lot of this. I do. I want to forget this again.
I'll never watch it again, honestly.
Nah, there's really no need.
I have no need to.
I'm trying to think. This came out in '93. I definitely saw it in the theater, and I know I definitely saw it one more time after that. I want to say I saw it possibly a third time, like just before the 2000s hit. So maybe 4 or 5 years after, maybe 6 years after it came out. Tops
I
98,
think the
99.
cast is good. I like the cast.
And
Nothing
I'm
wrong
s-
with the cast.
Yeah,
and that's
but
the
this
other
movie-
problem too, that none of the cast, who are actually pretty damn good, had enough sense at this point to go, "This is shit. What are we
Yeah, that's the way-
doing?"
I mean, but you gotta think of it though. A lot of them, this is like their startup, and it's like, Okay, so they're paying.
Bob
I'm-
Hopkins was not a startup.
No, he
Dennis
wasn't a
Hopper
startup.
was not a
He
startup.
did like, he did like.
I'm not saying for
Nathan
them. I'm just saying in general.
John Leguizamo was
Maybe, I
already
don't know.
mid-range.
At that
But-
time,
Yeah,
because that's a young one.
But
What was he in?
this could be the type of movie like, oh shit, this could be our big break. Like really, I'm not saying
Yeah.
they're not popular, but this could be that one that puts us on that next fucking level, and it didn't.
This movie was a money grab more than anything.
Oh, yeah.
Positive.
Oh, of course.
Does anybody even know who that big bitch was that stole the fucking rock and then
I was
gave him the
just gonna
rock back
say,
and
she
took the
wasn't even-
boots?
the large black woman in the spiked dress.
I forgot they said her name. I just can't remember.
Yeah, she's not an actual character of anything. I don't think.
No,
Right?
she's
No
just
thanks.
like, yeah, I don't know.
It's
And
like
Mario-
Real shit and run
it's like,
the
you know
ball.
what?
And
We-
Mario's fucking pretending to hit on her in the club and dance with her and kisses her and stuff. Like, what the fuck? This is not a fucking Mario movie.
At all.
No.
Yo, this was like people just doing some drugs about Mario.
No, they're at a fucking rave. Like, what?
No, look,
Yeah.
here's what happened. So they've played the game before, right? Played the game a few times. Then they've decided
On mushrooms.
Then they're like, we should do a script.
That's
And
where
then-
the mushrooms come from.
There you go. Makes sense.
I don't know, man.
Makes sense.
I mean, if you're a hardcore, I was a huge Mario fan, and I knew when I first seen this, I liked it. When I was 10 years old, I was like, Mario, oh shit, you know?
I see. I understand that though, James. Especially as a kid seeing that shit, you're like, oh shit, this is Mario. Hell yeah, I'm mad happy. And I can understand why you liked it. I can see why people still like it, just because it's so bad it's good. For some people, it's probably so bad it's good. But
When
for
you're
me-
older, you see more. You're like, that was dumb. Why did I like it? No, this part was stupid.
yeah,
No,
but
I hated this more than
Yoshi's
I
tough.
hated this even more than I thought I would.
Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
I strictly remember being super disappointed, and I was hyped for it. I was like you, and I was a Genesis kid, and I was like, "Yo, Mario movie, this is crazy." Blah 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 blah. I was always hyped to go to other people's house to play Mario, and then all of a sudden, this shit came out, and this
You
just
get
made
this
me
bullshit.
go, "Whoa!"
How old were you when you seen it, Chris?
93. I must have been 8, 9.
I was 10.
93. I was 10.
I was
7
10 years-
7 going on 8.
So a 10-year-old me, some reason, was like, oh shit, they made a movie out of the video game.
Yeah,
So cool.
okay, so hold on. The reason we probably thought it was so great at the time, so we're 10 years old. How many video games had been turned into movies?
That is true.
Oh, yeah,
When did Tomb Raider come out? Was this
Where,
this
at the
first?
peak, not
Tomb Raider
not
was
only
fucking
that, but
2000, 99.
we're talking about at the peak of popularity for Mario.
Yeah.
Oh,
93.
Yep.
going on the Disney wheel.
Oh shit.
Do I own movies for this? I thought I did, or is that first?
Yeah, I
No,
don't
this
think
That's not else.
I really don't think there were really any other video game movie adaptations at this point.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
This is the
Yeah,
one, Chris and James. You guys just told me to have Francis do this one.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember.
she's gonna love this if this is all her.
Yep.
Yep.
There's a
Oh,
Francis
good movie.
connection with the animated.
Oh, is it
Mario movie.
Milan?
Lion King
Oh.
1 and 2. That's the
Nice.
one.
Oh.
Oh, I guess
shit.
that's the
Okay,
wheel
that's
spin.
what we're doing right there.
Perfect.
We don't have to spin again.
No, we do not. I'm just gonna save that.
I've never watched the
I
second one.
just want to be king.
I was like, I just can't wait to be king. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
I'm letting you guys know right now. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The Lion King is my favorite Disney movie of all time.
I wonder what he's gonna get it.
We'll see.
Probably somewhere around 1 to 5.
I feel like bestiality is gonna come up.
You said it's his,
Nah.
it's his favorite. Wait, you said it's your favorite Disney movie or your favorite animated movie?
Disney.
Disney.
Yeah, so I mean, if it's Disney, that doesn't mean it's his. Wait, favorite
Animated favorite. Disney
Yeah, favorite
or all
animated
time?
movie or favorite Disney movie of all time?
Disney all time.
Oh
Mm,
damn.
okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Disney all time.
and he's a
Not
horror
counting Marvel
guy.
because Marvel just got bought. They don't count.
Yeah,
Or Star Wars.
No.
No.
We're
I'm
talking, about
about
OG Disney.
original. Yeah, like shit when they were showing all the Disney shit when Disney
Yep.
movies came out.
Before they owned everything. and everyone.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't.
Before they
even
became
tell all
Vanguard.
the movies.
Before they started including black princesses and shit. That's what we're talking about.
Back when Disney was white.
Back when Disney was Disney.
Back when Disney was blatant and didn't give a fuck.
Oh,
Yo,
shit.
that's
But
just
no.
that shit's crazy at Florida right now with Disneyland and everything. Shit's fucking insane.
Yeah. Florida's gonna Florida.
That's, crazy.
Yeah, Florida's Florida. Man.
Keep my eyes out.
All right.
At one point, Walt Disney only had white people working.
Wow.
That's how fucked up he was, and no one cared. They're like, "Oh, it's just Walt. We got this theme park. It's all right. He's
Yeah,
putting a new roller coaster in next week."
Yeah.
Pretty much.
We'll see what he has to say when his head is unthawed from.
Yeah, I know,
whatever it is.
right? I don't even know if that's real. Is that 100% true?
They say somewhere underneath Disney World.
Right? He got the like.
Right underneath Disney World, his
They-
head's
they
been,
say-
it's been. Yeah.
I don't know if it's his head or if
I
it
thought
would
it
be his entire body. He would
I
be
think it's all
cryogly
right.
frozen.
It's
You know what I
like
mean?
Find a cure or something.
It's a fucking live version of Futurama where they have
Yo.
their heads encased in the glass.
We're T minus like a year or two away from hearing Elon Musk uses Neuralink to bring back Walt Disney's mind using AI and a robot body.
If Walt Disney came back, he would just wake up, look around, and just die. What they do to my movies? What the fuck? They got can't say that.
They bring him back using a robot body AI and a fucking chip in his brain, just keeping his brain in the fucking thing like RoboCop, and then fucking he takes a ploy, brings back Hitler somehow, and then tries to take over the world.
Yo, that'd be shit.
That's a movie!
The world ends. They
I was
bring
gonna
back
say,
Hitler.
That sounds like a B movie.
That's a B movie
You
right there.
don't want to see a brain in an encased jar full of liquid with a mustache.
You know how hilarious that would be? Someone needs to make that happen. Make it Tubi. Make it happen. You guys know some crazy shit.
Yeah, that was
very
definitely
far off the
from
rails
that.
for us.
Yeah, that was definitely
Yeah,
from
that
that.
is.
That was
Well,
that.
shit, by our first 15 minutes, we started off pretty damn wild. This is the in between.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the transition period.
We had to get crazy again before we segue.
Yeah. So how do these movies connect besides them being Mario Brothers? Besides,
Shitty vans. They both include a shitty version of their van.
Okay.
They all different dimension. They get sucked into a different dimension.
They refer to different dimensions. I'm
Oh.
trying to think of the similarities.
Yeah, me too.
They both
Alright.
take changes to the stories of Mario, where this movie has Luigi be captured and not the princess, and the princess is actually a antagonist helping Mario on the adventure.
Ooh.
Where this one is the opposite and involved in another universe where Princess Daisy gets fucking taken, Peach is nowhere to be seen, and Luigi is the one running after the chick trying to save her.
Princess Peach is on vacation.
These are alternate universes. This is Mario and the Mario-verse.
Another connection. They actually kept a thing about Mario not liking mushrooms.
That's true.
Cool.
That's actually very true. It's a good one, and that's a good one, and that's one that you won't really pay too much attention to.
They made that as they put it in there as to make someone laugh because in the video games
He
you got
eats
to
so
eat
many
mushrooms
of
all the
them.
time that grow
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So little mushrooms, put it on your piece.
Oh shit.
Ratings.
We
Before
do it,
we jump
yeah.
in?
For a new one?
Yep.
New one.
We're on the new.
Woo! This motherfucker right here. This motherfucker right here. This motherfucker hit harder than this motherfucker right here. Tell you. I'm gonna give that one a solid 8.5 right now.
8.5.
I'm gonna go fucking 10.
Damn, big
And I'm
fan.
looking at the good camera for this.
I'm gonna go with an 8 for now.
10. This shit is fucking 10. This is my second time reviewing it. Pretty much, not a deep dive review like we're about to do now, but you watched
I've
from when this came out.
It's the second time I've watched this movie because I watched it when it came out on first on stream because I really wanted to see it, and I enjoyed it just as fucking much watching it this time for the podcast. Like, there's so many. It is so well done in the writing because they include so many Easter eggs and references, and
Adaptations of all the video games, all the
just
different styles.
I
just
love
the
yo.
scenes of the characters running from one place to the other.
Mhm.
They set it like you're playing the fucking video game.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like, they start running and then they cut to like this 2D type animation where you see them doing these jumps and shit to get across the screen, and it just fucking works.
It was
Yep.
perfect. It was done so beautifully, so well, and I'm just like, now now that I've seen this movie, I'm like, okay, so these other video game movies that come out, try the animated route. Because video games, you do all these amazing, cool ass things, and they look so dope in a game. Kind of keep that, but just put it animated. It'll look
well,
better.
there's a lot out. Resident Evil did an animated one.
Yeah. I mean, ones that are coming out now. Like after the
Tekken, there's
I'll say
animated Tekken.
Yep.
after seeing what Mario did, though,
Tekken did try live action though.
after seeing what Mario did,
There,
it's
there's a
time.
Kirby cartoon show. Kirby.
No, that's a show though. That's different. Shows live by different rules. Because you, but what I'm getting at though is with the movie, you're coming out with these video game movies. Make it make sense. It does. Obviously, it's you have to make more of a story to make it a movie, but make it at least feel like
Dude,
we're playing the game.
also, the soundtrack, because they had the money for it, was
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing.
They blasted 80s tunes. They just fit the scenes perfectly. They did that when Princess Mario and Toad, all like every character that once they introduced them, I wrote down in my notes just fucking great representation of the character.
Yep.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
like these are characters I'll remember. These portrayals of them. They go.
Toad's always on for adventure.
Toad's
"Let's
fucking
go."
hilarious. Keegan Michael Key, or is that?
Yeah.
Is that
Yep.
right?
It's like, yeah.
What's his name?
Good cast, by the way. I like the cast.
Great.
I was surprised by Toad being as good to me as of a character being so light and it be Keegan Michael because I usually don't like him.
Yeah. He was a great voice for him. Who did Princess Peach? Was it Sydney Sweeney? I don't remember.
That I'm not.
I forgot her name.
I think so.
I know a lot of people complained about Chris Pratt as Mario when he first got cast, but my initial thought was like, fucking Nintendo has the final say on probably all of this.
Yeah.
So
The thing is with Chris Pratt, it didn't sound like Chris Pratt to me though.
No,
It
I thought
did
I
at times.
like a little bit. Only if you knew and watched Chris Pratt throughout his career, you knew in some cases it was him. Otherwise, I thought he did a really good job
Yeah, he did.
for a Mario voice.
And the cool thing about that too is that they had the option, right? They had an option. This is animated. They didn't have to go anywhere else. They literally, obviously having the name helps draw more money in and more attention. But then he had a controversy occur. But either way, they could have used the original voice. But I don't think for the marketing side of it, it would have been as impactful to draw people to a theater if it would have been like, hey, here's a Super Mario movie. Here's the cast. And it's like, oh, as Mario, the original voice actor of Mario. But it is cool that they gave him a nod. And within the first 5 minutes of the movie, he's there playing the original game.
Yep.
And says, no, it's a good. Like, about the accent in the commercial.
He
as
also
a
has the nod at the end after they beat Bowser when he's jumping in the crowd.
Yeah.
He makes the same noise.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was kind of cool.
But like Nintendo wouldn't sign off on someone voicing Mario if they didn't think it wasn't a good, portrayal.
I'll tell you what, I had fun with DK.
Donkey Kong was
Kong,
fucking great.
Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen did awesome.
My favorite thing in this movie is just the fucking banter between Donkey Kong and Mario after they meet.
I love it.
Come on,
It's
man.
like I hate you.
Yep.
when they race down the Rainbow Road and he just looks over at him and whispers, "I hate you." Like everything in this movie was just done so perfectly.
Agreed.
You want to know what character I really
like?
liked?
Characters.
The character I really liked was Lumini, in the cage. So
Mhm.
depressing. The
Yeah,
quote was,
yeah.
it was so depressing. The quote was like, "There is no escape. The only hope is the sweet relief of death."
Yep.
I was like, "Oh shit!"
And then at the end, when he's disappointed they didn't die.
Yeah, I was like, because he'd been
Yeah,
sitting there waiting all that time, man.
he's laid in the bottom of the cage, all upset. Everybody else is all cheer. Yeah.
That character, I was like, I like that.
That was a
one.
funny character. That was a funny character.
The
I
thing
want
that's
this.
even
I want the
better
shirt
is
with the
just
quote on it.
everybody fucking making the noises after he says something so disparaging.
Mhm.
Like, and then at one point, we're depressed enough.
Shut this guy up.
We're depressed enough, for God's sakes.
Good characters, and so many references of every video game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
no,
they, like how they beat Bowser, they grabbed him by the tail. You had to swing him
Yep.
and
Yep.
launch him.
The fucking star
Mario
power.
Yep.
The
Was
star
awesome.
power. Yeah, that
Like-
seems cool.
Jack Black as Bowser was
Yeah.
his voice was fucking great.
I didn't even know it was Jack Black until I
he
looked
did
it up.
amazing. He
Yeah,
did
he did great.
amazing.
And I think it's important to say his fucking Peaches song.
Yep.
It's
that-
like number 1 on a chart somewhere.
That is you cannot that's that can be nominated for whatever you nominate a music for a movie for. I don't remember
Yeah.
the awards.
Soundtrack.
Like Lion King song and everything, like
Yeah.
that category.
Yeah.
What kind of original song for a movie do you get
Yeah,
nominated
something like
for?
that.
That's probably
Yeah,
it right
that
there.
fucking
Whatever
Peaches
the-
song, man.
Yeah, this-
I don't know. It's not up to people, but if it was, I would vote as much as I could for it,
Yeah.
just to see that get an award.
It works though, and the reason why it works is because it goes from children to adults, literally. And like we're adults, we love this movie. We went and seen this because we grew up all of us playing Mario. Either you have it at your house or a friend or someone had it. But we grew up playing these games, and you go and see this one, and you're just like, oh my! Just the small shit.
Yep.
The little sounds of Nintendo showing Mario in the beginning as like the original NES, and then it just kind of changes in variations.
Even and they're going in like kind of order too, because
Yeah.
where the video game part 2 came into play was when Peach was training Mario.
Yes.
And at the end, you know how she floats down.
Yes.
See,
Yes,
that's
what
that's
made me
part
think
2.
of, you know what made me think of Super Mario 2 more than anything. First off, they don't only incorporate the Mario games, Luigi's Mansion, strong Luigi Mansion
Yeah.
vibes when he gets like just in the poster right behind you, Aaron, where he's holding
Yes.
the flashlight up.
Yep.
It's fucking Luigi's Mansion vibes
That
all
is.
over that.
Yep.
And
I
I think
think they
that's
have-
the main castle, the old castle.
A
That
quick-
goes burnt
yeah.
down.
Yeah,
That's
a
fucking
quick flash after he goes running into the castle. There's the flash of lightning. You see the hooded guys behind him with the mask. That made me think of Mario 2.
Mm.
Yep. The things
Red
in the
things,
in the
yes,
sand.
yes,
Those
yes,
sand
yes.
things. Yeah.
Like they did such a great job of incorporating the elements throughout all the Mario universe games that have been out.
Mario Kart.
Oh my god!
Dude,
Yeah, that shit
yeah,
was
that-
dope with the
Sunset-
Rainbow
like
Road.
the
Was
Rainbow
sick.
Bridge.
Yep.
I'm gonna say
The
something.
fucking Rainbow
I'm going
Bridge.
to say something crazy right now. That is probably one of, if not my favorite car scene in a movie. Just because it was so fun, it was dope, and I never thought of them incorporating Mario Kart.
Yo,
in a
they
movie
even
and
used
making
the
it work.
weapons, the real
Yep.
weapons.
Yeah,
man.
they
The
used all the
banana
we-
splits.
Dude,
The blue
what a-
turtle that really fucks you up when you're
And,
about to
and,
win the
and,
game.
that's why I said the reason why I say that is because it really pulled from Mario Kart, and all the other car scenes you see in other in action movies are just pulling from other action movies. Okay, now this movie did 77 explosions. I'm gonna do 87. Like dumb. That's it. That's all it is.
Yep.
It's crashes and explosions. This was fucking phenomenal.
That blue
This
shell
was
Koopa
fucking
was
beautiful.
badass.
Yo,
knew
The
we
thing
were-
blew up. He was like, I'm not done yet. I'm a blue shell. He's like, whoa, just blew and just flew at him.
Dude, I knew
Those
we
are
were
cool.
in for a treat when they go to make their carts.
Yeah,
and
yo,
Donkey
that
Kong
remind
thing.
me of
That was
another
a fucking
thing.
cool scene. And then Toad drives up in a fucking monster truck.
Mm-hmm.
All leaned back with sunglasses. He's like,
And then if you guys have played this, I don't know if you guys have played the Mario Kart on the Switch. but you can incorporate some of the stuff that they were using from. So it pulled from that as well with the newer Mario Kart stuff, as well as with the nostalgia. Which
Bro,
Yeah.
it pulls
That-
from
that
Mario
was the original
Party.
Mario Kart. His cart always looks like that.
Bro,
With the M and the red.
yeah,
Ba-
yeah.
Bowser when he's fucking with the tux hat and the collar with the piranha plant bouquet. That's from Mario Party. He's being all smoozy and fancy. You know what I mean?
love it.
I was like, yo.
They literally took parts of like every
Yeah.
kind of Mario game they've released and managed to not only incorporate it, but it work it perfectly
Mhm.
into the story they're trying to tell.
All right, I got it. I got.
Yeah,
And they set it up for part 2. They had the Yoshi's egg on
It's
the,
it's a
Well,
10.
again-
It's a 10. It's a 10.
My
a 10.
that would be the only thing I could argue against not making it the 10 that I did is there's no Yoshi action other than there's a Yoshi egg in the one or two of the backgrounds, and then there's the scene where they're traveling through the
wild Yoshis. All
And-
different
and you
colors.
see the wild Yoshi.
And I'm
not
not.
mad at that.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it. You got to leave something for a sequel.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
And I like fuck that. I like the Yoshi egg they left for us after the credits, and I'm just like, okay, so cool. So now part 2, it's gonna incorporate
have
Yoshi,
Yoshi.
and it's
Yep.
gonna be, of course, it's the green one's the main Yoshi. Cool, whatever.
And they're going to make Yoshi like the silly character.
Yup.
Like just like eating anything.
And most importantly, it's gonna look like Yoshi. It's not gonna look like a dinosaur from
Yeah.
fucking
Mhm.
Yeah.
friendly Jurassic Park. So no, matter of fact, that dinosaur belongs in like one of those like remember the Disney Channel, like one of them Disney Channel kind of dinosaur-y scary movies for kids. That's where that shit belongs.
Listen, that movie should just be put down.
Go, oh, yella on her.
Yeah.
Figure out
Just
back.
Put,
No,
put down the movie.
but Chris, like you said, like, and that's, I know you get the point and all that, but that's what I kind of was really excited about, is because I was getting so much and I was so pulled in and I was so nostalgic and so excited for it that I was like, damn, like, I don't want this to be the end. And then we got to the end, we see,
I know.
we're getting ready. And then I'm like, yes, there's more. And I know there's more because of how expansive and big this universe is, because then my head started to spin. And I was like, yo, imagine we see a Luigi's Mansion movie. Imagine we see a fucking, like, Paper Mario version or something where he goes to the desert now in the heat, or a Mario Sunshine or Galaxy. You know what I mean? Like, they have so much room. Dude, exactly. And then you get, like, Diddy Kong and their adventure and everything going.
No, by the way,
I'm
shout out to Diddy Kong was
excited.
in the crowd.
I'm
Diddy Kong was
excited.
like, Diddy Kong, sit down.
Everybody was there. Dixie, Diddy, the fucking crocodiles. Everybody from these universes was there. It's all there. It's ready.
That's the thing.
They're ready to go Marvel on this shit.
Yo.
They can.
Smash
Honestly, they
Brothers. Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Here's how
Can.
you
Oh,
can
great.
make-
Get all the other shit. Yeah.
You don't have to make it like a tournament style like Street Fighter and shit. Make it like Avengers Endgame type of deal, where it's the good guys versus the bad guys from each universe, from each game, and they're just,
I'm
Shit
sure,
happens.
I'm sure they
Yeah,
can make
like-
that shit work, man.
Chris touched on it. Like, they did so much of this. Like, you go into this movie thinking this is going to be fun, and then you get involved. All that
Yeah.
nostalgia comes back. Not only that, but they're doing it so well.
Mhm.
And then your mind starts expanding. Like, oh God, I hope they fucking do this now. I hope I get to see this.
Yeah.
And then you get teased a little bit. You're like, I want to see it, but I understand. Like, they have to build
Yep.
on this.
Part of me feels like, watch, Luigi's Mansion is going to be the next one.
Yep.
It's going to
I
come
know.
out in like Halloween of next year.
They could do it.
Yep.
Like I said, like I felt vibes of every type of Mario game in this. that
I'm
they
going to
just
see.
come out with.
I hope that fucking happens, and I hope it comes out around Halloween, and I'm going to see that shit in theaters again because
But fucking Donkey Kong, man.
Yeah,
Seth
yo, the
Rogen as
fight scene-
Donkey Kong was
The
just
fight scene with
fucking-
Mario, they get the,
oh,
they
the
get the
fight
army.
scene where he gets the cat suit.
Yep.
And he's
yeah,
like, what am I?
They
a
laugh
cat?"
at him. He's a cat.
everybody laughed.
And
By the way,
everyone
the
laughs
cat
at
suit was,
Donkey
from
Kong
video
dancing
game,
with his pecs.
What was the cat suit from? What video game? I
That's
know the
Donkey Kong.
raccoon was 3. When he got the
It was-
raccoon at
Yeah, no, the cat suit didn't come in until
Later, the
GameCube.
newer ones, like, yeah,
Oh, like,
the
Mario
GameCube.
Sunshine type shit going.
no, I want to say it was around when the new Super Mario Brothers came out that was side scroll again. They had all those different suits with the frog suit
Yeah.
and shit.
Oh yeah, with the frog
Mhm.
and everything. Yeah, yep, you're right.
But one of my favorite parts of the movie, and I didn't realize it until I was watching it the second time, where Mario and Peach finally meet up, and they are gonna go get the clone army, and they're
Yep.
literally traveling through
Yep.
all the world.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
They're walking across like a fucking wooden bridge with all the fish jumping over it.
Yep.
Oh,
They're walking through the desert with all the ridiculous inverted pyramids and shit. And like
yeah.
they're just fucking nailing all the background maps.
Exactly. They showed like
Like,
almost
that
every
was good.
video game in there.
Yo, fucking the underwater scene was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The twist with
Yeah,
the
that was good,
music, the fucking jellyfish things. They didn't try to make it look good. They still made it look. I mean, they made it look cleaner, of course, but they still had the Nintendo-y shape, which I loved. Like
Then they
didn't
did
try
the
to make it
Moby
look.
Dick shit where they had him swallowed by a giant fucking.
Yep.
Donkey, oh
Creature.
god, just the banter between Mario and Donkey Kong. He's like, "You
Well.
saved my life. Don't worry, I won't tell anybody. Please don't." Yeah, don't.
No, those two, that was great. I'm going back and forth.
Their banter was the fucking highlight of the movie. Just the training scene where Peach is trying to get Mario to
Peach
run
is
through the
badass. You
training
gotta watch
course.
out. So that bitch will
Peach
kick
is
your
fucking
ass.
badass in this
Yeah, she
movie,
is.
and I
She
love
said,
it.
she was like being nice. She was like, I bet you got on the first try. She's like, no, I
No,
didn't.
I was just trying
She's
to
like,
make you
yeah, I
feel
got on
better.
the
Did it
first
work?
try.
Yeah, kind of.
And I like how they made her badass instead of the damsel in distress because it puts that fun twist on the movie. And it's kind of a better twist, and you could still get her kidnapped where they have to save her. Even
By
though
the
she's
way,
a
what
fucking
kind of kingdom lets your princess go off on an adventure by herself?
I know.
Why isn't a
I
whole
thought
army
that
going
too.
with her?
Because she's
I
that
thought that too.
badass.
because
She's
she
that
is the
badass.
army.
Because look at us, we're
She's like, your
adorable.
pussies are gonna get in my way.
Look at us.
I need to be by myself, so I don't have to worry about your ass.
That cracked me up. Oh, and also when he first got the cat suit, and they're like, "He's adorable."
Yeah,
Mhm.
he's adorable. He's like
Jumping back to the first one really quick, just because the end credit
wow.
or the end of it,
Oh yeah,
where-
did you guys see there's an after credit scene in that?
What, the
There's
first one?
Bowser
In the original
as a
one.
miniature. The original.
Oh, the
one?
original? Oh,
Yeah.
Is it when she is? What was the original end scene? Because am I thinking of the end of the movie where she comes back and she's like, Mario, Luigi, I need your help?
That wasn't the credit scene.
Yeah, there's
was
that,
it.
but then after the credits, there's another scene.
Is
Oh,
it
no,
really?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So the two cousins are sitting on the sofa being interviewed, and they said, "Hey, we want to offer you a opportunity at perhaps of making a video game about you guys. What do you guys want to call it?" So they go through like a couple stupid names and then fucking land
I'll be
on the Koopa Cousins or something like that.
Oh.
Instead of the Super Grow Bros about their adventures.
Wow.
But yeah, the Cooper
Wow.
Cousins or
No, I
something.
didn't see that. I missed that.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but I'm not gonna go. I'll take your word for it. If anything, I'll YouTube it, but I'm not going back just to fucking watch that.
Yo,
scene.
and they made Daisy like I think it came out before the movie I'm thinking about, but they made her seem like she was like fucking Tank Girl. You ever see Tank Girl?
Mm-mm.
No.
Fucking like the young teenage girl think she's like a fucking like Rambo and shit.
Nah. Never seen that.
No.
And then who the hell was Daniela? Or Danielle? Explain that to me. Mario's chick there. Like,
Oh yeah, who the fuck is? You're right. Who the hell is that?
yeah.
They just added.
Yo, that movie was so crazy. You got fucking like random women and hookers disappearing off the streets in Brooklyn and Queens. Like,
I
come
know,
on.
right?
No, that's exactly what it was.
Oh, that's why they're looking for the rock, but they're thinking of the wrong rock. They got the crack rock.
That's why they kept getting hookers.
Yeah, that's the hookers with the crack rocks. They keep talking about rocks. Like, yo, I'm gonna get a rock tonight. They're like, that's the
Holy
rock.
shit! Holy shit! All right, enough about '93.
Yeah.
I just wanted to bring up that
No,
one.
2000. This movie was
2023.
way better than.
Oh, God.
But my brother and nephew seen it. Told me. I was like, how is it? My brother was like, oh, it's good. He didn't really say like, yo, you got to check it out. He's like, yo, it's good. My nephew liked it. He was like, yeah, it's good. That's all I got off it. So I'm like, okay, it's just gonna be a basic like TV show feel.
I told you.
But yo, I was impressed. I was counting all the video games that they were involved in and shit. It was just like one after the other, just rapid fire.
Like little, and like to
the
the
power ups, Bass, the fire power up.
Yes.
Princess Peach powers up with fucking ice powers with the blue flower. You know,
the tail. The
Yeah,
fucking
it's so
raccoon
cool.
tail.
Mario gets the blue little thing and he fucking shrinks. When he's
Yep.
running at Donkey Kong.
That was
It's
great.
"Eh."
That was
They
awesome.
literally
Donkey Kong
have-
flicks him. He's like, "Bow."
Dude, that shit was hilarious.
So
You
Mario
watch
took
his
a
whole
beating,
body
by the
just,
way.
huh?
That was a little off. So Mario's getting his ass kicked, but as soon as he got the power up, he beat Donkey Kong in like 2 seconds.
Well,
like 2
he's a
hits.
cat, so he can move super quick. But
Tired him out.
that was the thing about this movie. Like, there's so much in the Mario world, and
Yeah.
if you sit back and you think about everything they were able to incorporate,
Yep.
and you were happy they did. Not only were you happy they did, you wish there was more.
Yep.
And I'll say
That's
this
a
too.
sign they did it great.
I'll say this too, just to add on to that. They did all that, like you're saying, like they added all that awesome, amazing fucking shit that we loved again from
Yeah.
the first Mario all the way up until now. It wasn't forced. It didn't look. It wasn't overdone. It was. I think it was just perfect. That's why I gave this movie a 10. This was perfect. It was like, oh shit, they just did. They just did just enough, which I'm just using this as a basic thing. Enough in every fucking scene of this movie to where you're just like, wow, this is.
No, that
Like going into theaters, I did hear people say it was good. I've heard quite a few people saying it was good and all this other stuff. But when I went and seen this shit, I was like, yo, good is an understatement. And I was telling people, listen, go see that shit. Go see that shit in theaters.
no, you made a good point. Everything they did and they incorporated, nothing felt forced. It all worked with the story.
Exactly.
They were trying to tell.
Unlike the first movie where just fucking calling it Mario Brothers is forced. Just calling it Super Mario Brothers is forced. And you add on maybe the handful of things they may have thrown in from the game or mentioned from the game. You know what I mean? That whatever. Koopas. But there was not enough of that.
Yeah,
Bro, they
it's
spent way too much time on the fucking name joke with Mario, Luigi, Mario, and all that shit.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
how many times?
That
Like,
was
that
just-
shit came up like 4 or 5 times in the movie. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay,
Why?
okay.
It didn't even need to come up once. Just why?
No,
Well,
but
there
they
was a
were-
question like they never knew what their last names were. That people didn't realize it's Mario
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Luigi Mario.
the Mario brothers.
Yeah, exactly. Mario Bros. Duh. They're not saying Mario's like the main bro, and he just names
Yeah.
them too.
Right, it's not Mario's brothers.
Yeah, exactly.
Mario and bro.
So yeah, a lot of people
Oh.
didn't get that.
Also, one of my favorite things from this fucking movie was when Luigi steps on the dog bone for the dog named Francis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This was fucking hysterical. The dog took out a vendetta against
Oh,
Yo,
Mario.
that shit, yeah, in the bathroom, that shit was hilarious.
The whole bathroom scene is towards the beginning. That dog wanted to kill
That
them.
shit fucked that bathroom up. That shit was so funny.
But the
And
dog gave him
then-
respect at the end.
And then at the end, after they defeated Bowser and the dog's in the crowd, and he just nods his
Nah, it's
approval.
like,
I mean,
you got my
for all that.
respect.
Such a
Luigi.
perfect fucking touch.
Yeah,
So good.
So they did a good job of, which I'll just use that one because that's one I remember. It's like when certain things happen, of bringing it back in one way or another, like that with the dog, because the dog, like you're saying, had zero respect for the Mario Brothers until the movie was done, well, they beat Bowser, and then he was like, oh yeah, you guys are pretty cool after all.
And I like how they made Bowser like powerful, like he is. Like I thought they were going to baby him, like he was just going to like shoot little fireballs or something. They
Oh,
made
no,
him like he wipes out cities with his fucking fire breath.
Yeah,
I was into this movie right from the beginning. They have Bowser coming in to destroy that ice palace with the little penguins.
The
And
Iceland,
they,
yeah.
they set up the battle scene so great with the
Mhm.
penguins come running out
Yep.
and they're like, attack. And then it looks like they have this vicious attack coming. And then all of a sudden the camera pans out and it's just them throwing snowballs at Bowser. What the
Bowser's like the fuck. Just wipe them out.
and again, the penguins. They added the penguins
Yeah.
that everybody dropped.
Yeah,
out those
that's one of the
fucking Mario
worlds.
They
man.
added
That's
the
what
Penguin
island gets
King.
The Mario World?
Yeah.
It's one of the lands, man. The Iceland.
It's like again,
Awesome.
the Mario world's so expansive that they could have put anything in this movie. There's a lot, don't get me wrong, but
Mhm.
everything they put in here, they did it justice.
Yep.
They
Yeah.
did. They,
They made it like I want to see a movie of every fucking thing they put in. I want to see Donkey Kong movie now with Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
Oh yeah,
oh yeah, you gotta I honestly feel
that
they
voice
have
was
to-
so great.
they have to go the Avengers route. Just keep it animated, which I think they.
I think
Oh,
they
I think
can,
they're
man.
going-
I
oh,
think
they're
that
going to.
I think they can.
Go
Dude,
the
it'd be
Avengers
so
route.
dope to see like a DK64 style adventure in a movie instead.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Instead of you having to be running around doing all that collecting and shit, just having them go through their whole fucking adventure mission and all that shit. You know what I mean? He's super dope. Getting shot out
I
of
wonder if
fucking
you-
cannons and
see,
shit.
I'm
Doing the
wondering,
airplanes and shit. Meeting the fucking genie
yeah.
and shit. Meeting
I got
Banjo
a
and
question for you
Kazooie.
guys.
What?
That makes me
What?
want to play Mario and shit now. So
I got
Yeah,
I'm
my
about to pull the
nipples
dust off
hard.
my Switch and play some Mario.
There you go. I got a question for the room, so to speak.
Sorry.
Oh fuck, what was my question?
Mm-hmm.
Son of a bitch. I hope it comes back to me because I think it was a good one. Oh fuck. Oh, got it.
Nope.
For certain characters in this movie, like say Donkey Kong, even no, I guess you could do a Luigi single. So, do you think you could do a lot of solos?
Yeah,
Some of the side characters in this movie, or do you think they would need to be teamed? Would they be better off with like a team up?
Donkey Kong be by himself. Mario
Donkey
be
Kong
involved.
can have its own movie because you have a lot
Luigi's
of
Mansion
supporting-
by itself. Mario's not involved in Luigi's Mansion. I don't think. Is he?
Possible.
He's the one he's looking for. Luigi's looking for Mario. Mario got
Oh,
abducted
he's
by
looking for Mario.
Professor
Okay,
Mario will
Gad-
come and have to
Egad.
come in at the
Okay.
end. Donkey Kong more than anybody because he
Yeah.
has so many side characters
It's-
between Diddy.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like its own little universe itself, its own little world itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could probably make a little silly movie of Toad going on an adventure or something.
I feel like that's like a short.
Yeah, like a
movie.
short, exactly, like a short. like
honestly,
that.
if you guys have seen the whole Marvel universe, of course, you watch the ones that if you watch it on Disney, and
Yep.
then in between you
There's
get those little
the
short, like a
one-offs?
Toad
Yeah,
little
short,
short
yeah.
in between the movies.
Yeah.
Or like they did with
Anytime.
Shrek and everything, where they had the
No,
little short movies.
well,
Yeah.
they had a series of Groot shorts that was like
Yeah,
6
like that.
episodes or
If
something.
they
But
did something
something
like
like
that
with
for Toad, yeah.
would be super fun. I
Yep.
think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or just Toad as a side character with Mario in a Mario movie.
Well,
Or-
I mean, I don't think
Yeah.
if I have to assume there's going to be a sequel.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
have to assume wherever Mario goes, Toad will be involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, did you see they had Bowser's kids like as a band?
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. They gotta come out and do shit, wreak havoc. You know what I mean? There's gonna
Yeah, exactly.
Baby
You got
Mario.
cartoons,
There's
man.
there's all of the stories from the Paper Mario series and the thousand fucking bro.
crazy,
There's
man.
so much
There's a lot-
shit.
I mean, there's so much that I don't know how you
Dude,
don't
they
make
could introduce
a movie
Wario.
franchise.
And that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Where's Wario and Luigi? Waluigi? How does that
Exactly.
happen? You know what I mean? When does Mario get
It could
his
be like-
doctorate and become a pharmacist? You know what I'm saying? Like,
It could, yeah, word. He's gonna hand out those pills for
when
free.
Mario become the pharmacist.
He hands out those pills for free, man.
I'm the one they call that feel good. I make you feel
There you
all
go.
right. You know what I mean? That's what they'll play since they'll use that in the soundtrack.
Yo, I'm shocked they didn't have that in there. Like he came in with a doctor coat on or something. He was like, "Oh, I'm Dr. Mario."
One of my favorite things, like as good as this movie was, one of my favorite things about it is it gives me hope that Nintendo will work with their IPs more to make more movies and stuff like this. Because this was done so well, I think they're finally willing to open the door on that again.
Dude, this is the Big Bang. They just opened up the universe.
That's what I'm
man.
saying. This was their test again. This was them retesting the water. It's been almost 30 years. You know what? Let's see if we can do it right now. Technology's changed. We know people
Yeah.
better. We know psychology. We know marketing. Let's see if we can do this right.
You
And
get,
it,
you
better
get the good
writers.
cast. You get the cast going.
and if you notice right off the rip, the big name right off the rip was Nintendo. It was nothing else. It was Nintendo. Their stamp, their logo, their characters bringing it in. And then if you watch the first credit, Miyamoto's name is first, then fucking DreamWorks or whatever or whoever else was in it. Miyamoto is the creator, is Nintendo,
I
is
did
Mario.
I did notice his name was first.
He is not. He would not let this go unless it met his vision for what he thought
Yeah.
the Mario movie was in his head when he made that game.
As it should be though, like when they're when you're pulling from these movies or sorry, from these games and shit, it's like if the and this is if the you get the rights to it or whatever, you're allowed to do it. If the creators are still around, it's like talk to them and
Yep.
kind of pull from
And-
them. Like, okay, so how would you make these into movies, or how can we? With these stories, these little stories, if you read like for Street Fighter, if you read the little booklet, they'll have the little story
Yep.
of blah 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 blah. Or when you beat the game with the character, they'll have the little story. For most games, and it's like, okay, so how can we incorporate this? And obviously, movies have to movie, so it can't be exactly like the video game. Of course not. But pulling key important things.
Someone sounds like
You
the
should have to
filter
get
is coming after
approval by the
Puerto Rican
creator.
Chris.
You should get the approval by the
I see.
creator. That's what it is. It has
All right.
to pass.
So two things, right, with pertaining to these movies and the video game space or whatnot. So I'm excited for a couple of reasons, and you just touched on it, because this is proof where we've seen where if you don't allow the creators or the people who are loyal to the vision of the creators do their best and stick to that vision, it will come out horrible, because we've seen it with other movies, we've seen it recently with other remakes and stuff like that. But right now I'm excited to see if they do a fucking Metal Gear Solid movie and they allow Hideo Kojima to fucking be a part of it and making that, because those movies, that universe, that story, so expansive, so many spins on it. Like, I can't wait to see that. And then two, like we just said, with all of these spin-offs or whatnot. What was the other one? Fuck, I just had it.
Well, I thought there was like a God of War and Assassin's Creed series coming.
So I can't wait for that. That would be super dope. I saw Assassin's Creed, but they've already done the movies. We've already kind of seen that. You know what I mean?
No, they've
Yeah,
done
I didn't
one
like how-
movie.
I didn't like
They've
what they
done
did
one
with the
movie
movie,
and
though.
it was not good.
It was.
I didn't like it. I didn't like how they made it like he was on all hooked up to a machine, and he goes back in the past
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
I mean,
didn't like that.
that's part of it. But last I knew, Netflix or Amazon was doing.
I heard about it
between
too.
The two,
Yeah.
God of War and Assassin's Creed. Which
Yeah,
I
Wait a
think
minute,
will
is
work better as a
Prime,
series.
Prime might be God of War, right?
I
Prime.
don't know.
I don't know. It might be Prime.
No, God of War
Yeah,
needs
but-
to be movie. Needs to be AAA title movie.
Nah, I think
Fast
they're
and
gonna show it. I don't
Furious,
think-
fucking live action.
I think you can easily adapt Metal Gear Solid. I've never gotten into the games, but
Yeah.
Me either.
just knowing what
played it
they're
a few
about
times,
and
but I
seeing
never
it,
got
I
into it.
feel like that's got to be fairly easy to adapt with a
Yeah.
good espionage type story.
Because I mean, those, like I said again, those stories are already written or what. Now we have the technology now with CGI and all the stuff that incorporates so well that it's hard to tell on a lot of newer stuff where they're fitting in it at some points, unless it's a completely fully CGI scene or something like that, like in a Transformers movie or something like that. You know what I mean? But they're getting so good with it that there's nothing right now that should be a limit. But let the creators and let the people who are loyal to the vision of that creator
Yes.
do what they do and create it and make that vision real, like they did with
Yep.
this in the Animate Escape. Because they didn't sway from it, they stuck to it, they made sure they hit all these different points that people would want to see, that literally every couple seconds you're getting a bite of something that they did it really well, and I'm glad that they did. But that's also to Nintendo's strengths, because that's what they do even with the games and aiming to know their market, right? They create these
Very
games
true.
because they know these kids are gonna play these games, and this nostalgia factor brings us into it. You know, so it's one of those things that they have a formula, but they also know just how to execute it 100% correctly, because they've been doing it for so long. Because Nintendo's known for, I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Whatever the mainstream says we should be doing, that's not what we're doing. We're doing what we want to do because we want it to be fun. We want it to be Nintendo.
That is very true. There is a few things I wish Nintendo would change. Hear me out, Nintendo. The biggest one for me right now is the gaming chat. Fix that shit. It makes zero sense.
They still
So,
can't
no,
get that
no.
down.
So no, here's the thing that makes that's stupid, right? So to use the chat for Nintendo, you have to download an app on your phone and use it like that. Like, what's the fucking point? What's the point of that? And then you could talk to each other through, with your
For what Nintendo game?
for the
what game?
Switch.
Oh yeah, the chat and the Switch. Yeah, you're right.
That's
Which it
that's
didn't-
weird, because I talk to people playing Apex and fucking Fortnite and they're on Switches.
I don't know.
Is that just in Nintendo product games? You know what I mean? Nintendo developed games or whatnot?
I'll have to look into it some more. I'll have to look into it.
You're
some
talking
more,
about like
but
playing Mario Kart or something?
Just voice chat in general. You know, like we voice chat in the PS.
Oh, gotcha. You can't just open a party and just talk to people.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Or just if we have a party, just us talking while we're playing, talking shit while we're playing the Switch and shit. But
That's because Nintendo want those pedophiles to come in.
Yeah, that's probably why they don't want to risk stuff
I
like
mean,
that.
they're Japanese.
Petties.
no, but no. But the thing is, they still have the voice chat. It's just you download the app on your phone. So why not just have that access on your system instead of having to put something else on your phone?
Because they can
That's what I'm
find you
saying.
on your. They can find a pedophile with their phone.
They can find them on the system. They can find them on the system too, though.
It could
Yeah,
literally
that-
just be
Right.
something that like, hey, the hardware of the system is already so close to its limitation that they don't want to have it try to do anything else while you're gaming, have it overheat, have it break, or have any issues.
Well,
with
I'll
it,
tell you
know what I
this:
mean?
when you guys come out, if you make a Switch 2 or whatever you guys do next, fix that, change that, seriously, because you guys
Yo.
make some good ass games, really good games, and there's even some games that are like cross platform or whatever. I'm like, maybe I'll grab it for the Switch just so I play more with my Switch more. But I'm just like, but at the same time, I play these with such and such people. I would have to fucking use, which I am gonna actually start using anyway, by the way, but Discord and just have everybody on Discord chat.
Yep. Yo, this shit makes me want to go back and play from fucking like Mario
Me too.
Sunshine on, because I never got to play Mario Sunshine 2. I never got to play the Galaxy games, and I didn't get to
I
play
played
Odyssey.
Galaxy. I played Paper Mario.
I
played,
love
Mario
the Paper
Sunshine.
Mario game, man. The first one I loved. I never got to play the second one or the one that was on the
Fucking
DS.
Mario RPG.
Yo, I never
Super
played Mario
Yo.
RPG.
Oh, that shit was awesome.
I never played it.
I think they did make a newer Switch. I know that. Not the Switch 2 yet. What was it, like the OLED
The
or something?
OLED one, yeah, where the screen's a little bit better.
Screen's a little bit better, and I believe it's
I might have that one.
the FPS are better. The frames per second are better. And all that shit. But
no, you gotta think. Switch
it's
is
a
not
fun system,
like
though.
a
It's a
fucking
very fun
Xbox or a
system.
PlayStation. It's not huge with like a real computer sitting in front of you. You know,
That's true.
it's like
That's true.
it's a fucking
First off,
handheld device.
Nintendo's never been about trying to outdo Sony or
No.
Microsoft when it
No.
comes to power and shit like that.
No.
That's why you're getting systems like the Wii or.
Well, that's the thing. One of his
Uh-oh.
cameras screwed up.
Yeah, one of the cameras froze.
No, but I can't hear him. But what I'm assuming he's saying is part of the thing is that they are
moved
focused. There you go. Yeah, Nintendo's always focused on the fun factor. They're
Can
not
you not hear
focused.
me? What's
No,
going
we
on?
can
No,
hear. We can hear
We hear
you.
you now.
Can you hear us? Put your
Can you hear
headphones on.
Okay, now I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
No, we're good. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
One computer died, so now the other one's on. Are you just gonna leave the freeze frame there? Is that
Yep.
what's going on?
Yep. He didn't get eliminated yet.
Okay. All right.
Look at you. You look good right there.
I mean,
Are you going this way?
I do. I do
Peter.
look good.
What up, Peter?
So
Nice. So that right there is when I went to the Friday the 13th thing a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
This week, they have cast from part 1 and 2 there.
Nice.
oh, nice.
Which, again, if we would have known about that before we got the other tickets, we would have definitely did this one. But either way, the tour was amazing.
That's
so I'm
awesome.
glad I can't lie. I'll do that one day, and I want to do the tour again. But that's for another show. That's for the horror side.
It's true. What was I saying?
Uh,
Nintendo's never been about outdoing Sony and Microsoft when it's come to power and graphics and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but Nintendo's for the most part, I'll say maybe besides the Wii U, has been pretty consistent over the years with sales, with games, because you have your core fans that grew up with the system, and then Nintendo is like the most kid friendly system as far as like little kids with little kid games, all that stuff.
Yeah, but that's as the years have gone on, that's hurt them a little bit because now you're
Yeah.
not getting the gamers. You're not competing with the gamers that are getting a PlayStation or Microsoft at all.
Yes and
Yeah.
no, because there are more people that are starting to stream like on the Switch and stuff. Is that what you mean?
No, but if you'll notice, Nintendo, as they've gone through their systems, have increased the amount of mature type games.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
they
yeah.
made it available.
Yeah, but the funny part is that either way, the Switch has still outsold both other consoles in the
Mhm.
current generation and in the last generation. So, and it's the oldest of the systems at the moment. So it's kind of like,
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean? So
Well,
it,
I
it
mean,
holds its own. It's more of the marathon runner where the fucking two other guys come out, war, let's kill each other right off, and then fucking, all right, let's try to keep these
yeah.
people happy now that they
Well,
gave
that's
us
the
their
thing.
money. Nintendo's like, nah,
Honestly, it's
man.
the
Every
most.
year, more and more people are getting to that 5 to 8 range, and they're gonna love us. And
But
then the
you,
10,
you
12s
know
are
what it
gonna
is
love
too though.
us.
Nintendo's fun because Nintendo is a system to where the Switch is a system to where like if I go to your house,
Yeah,
yo, let's play Mario. Like say if we're all chilling, yo, let's play Mario Party. Boom. Let's play Mario Kart. Boom. Like it's easy to do that and have a good time with games like
yep,
that. Versus, I'm not saying you can't with other games, but this is something where everybody can be involved and
yep.
everybody knows how to play the game
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you guys. One of the things
for the
I
most
miss
part.
about fucking the gaming experience is couch gaming and like couch multiplayer and
Mm-hmm.
having people next to you and talking
Yeah.
shit, slapping a controller, sharing some fucking snacks or something. You know what I mean?
And
Getting
this,
mad, having to walk away for a minute, you know, just and then
you know
getting
what the
back
best
and
too was like,
If you die, you gotta pass the
yeah,
controller.
yes,
or
has to
watching
be like
each other
easy.
play a game, taking turns trying to beat a game together. You
Oh
know
my
what I
god,
mean?
all of that. You have that. You have fucking the trash talking. You real, especially as kids, you really felt the trash talking in person. I mean, I didn't have this as a kid, but I'm just saying, like, versus like the kids that get upset about it nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that's a cakewalk compared to because you can't you can't mute your mic for the whole when you're all chilling at so and
Mm-hmm.
so's house or at your crib. The only thing you do is leave the room, but sometimes them assholes are I'm the asshole at the night. We're following you, and you just keep going and going and going. And
Ah, you
you know,
mad? You mad? You just mad?
yep.
Ah, get your ass! Ah.
And it happens to everybody because there's everybody has that off night in those games where it's either you're playing like say a wrestling game and you're the one that gets jumped by everybody. After a while, you just get pissed off. Like that's just your night to get fucked up or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I miss those days. I miss those days. But that's what I'm saying though. Like with the Switch, yes, people do stream it here and there, but the Switch is that one system. Like yo, I got a Switch now. Blah blah blah. Even if we all have a Switch, it's like yo, bring it over. Fucking, we'll set it up. We'll play at the big screen. We'll play on the big screen. You got your controllers. I got my controllers. Boom, boom, boom. Let's play. And it's just
Hold
fucking
on.
fun. It's just fucking fun.
It is fun, but Nintendo's also made a point of trying to establish those original IP games like Mario, Zelda, Mario Party, all the multiplayer more than anything, but not necessarily multiplayer online. Initially with like Mario Party and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that kind of
But
feeds to
Microsoft,
quality over quantity too. So kudos to them for that.
it does. They're doing quality and quantity. Nintendo is. They know they can't compete, and I want to say I've read a few articles about this at least. They know their goal is not to compete with Microsoft and Sony when it comes to graphics and advanced technology and
I
stuff
feel
like that.
now. Do you
They
feel?
know the IPs that they have, and they know what their strengths are, and they play to those.
But do you think with Nintendo, if they took that risk to be like, you know what? Let's wait for the what were that P5? Let's wait for the PS6 and the next Xbox series to come out, and that's when we're gonna come out with some
It's
shit.
Nintendo's already developing the Switch successor. Like they're the first in the news to be
But
coming out
but,
with the
but
next
like you
system.
said though, the Switch was out when the P3 was sorry when the P4 was out, and then now you got the PS5 and the Xbox, and the Switch is still out. So say the Switch comes out in a year or
Yeah.
two, you know what I mean? Then within the next
The
4 years, we're gonna get another PlayStation and another Xbox, and Switch is gonna.
They're,
But
shit,
I'm
they're
not.
already
I'm not.
talking about another Xbox, and they're already talking about a fucking another
But,
P5.
but what I'm gonna say
they're
is,
talking about like the slimmed down enhanced versions of each.
yeah, and they're talking about that, and they're talking about the PS5 Pro, which I'm waiting for. But no, what I was gonna say is what I like about what Nintendo does though is it gives the consumers time to actually sit down and enjoy these games for a few years. Like 5 to 7 years for a system coming out is kind of fast if you ask me, because it's not like they're coming out and they're $100. It's not like they're coming
No.
out and they're cheaper. Every year,
No,
it's
it's like a fucking mortgage payment.
every
But-
year it's like they're $100 more than what they were the previous, or not every year,
Yeah.
every cycle.
But that's where Nintendo's strength is now allowing them to be not as powerful, not have as many games or as many developers for it, but still have quality and behind it because its price point is so cheap. It's more easily accessible to people, and
Yeah.
especially if it's going to
Let
be
me tell you-
something that kids are going to break or you need multiple of. I'd rather buy 3 Switches than 1 PS5 at this point.
Let me tell you. Listen, Nintendo has hooked me. Nintendo was Atari was the first system I played as a kid,
Mhm.
and then I got into Nintendo, and then Sega. Sega has died off, but Nintendo I have been with since I was a kid, and
same
they've
here.
ingrained in me their main IPs being Mario and Zelda to the point where I buy their systems now essentially just to play those games
Mm.
Yep.
because I know I'm never going to see those on anything else because they're
And-
so great.
Yeah.
True.
They do them so well. They put in their time. Like I still need to get Breath of the Wild 2, but just from everything I've seen about it, like I've got to play this fucking game.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right about that. And I love that about Nintendo. Like they just do their own thing. They're, like you said, like I forgot who said it. One of the Chris's, I believe. They're not worried about what PlayStation's doing. They're not worried about what Xbox is doing. They're only worried about what Nintendo's doing, what Nintendo's been doing. I mean, they were here before both of those. And out of all the systems we had, they're the only one that's still here. Sega, I mean, Nintendo pretty much owns Sega. They release Sega, probably
Yeah.
Sonic.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
Sonic-
No,
then
Nintendo
again, Sonic-
Nintendo
Sonic-
Nintendo
owns
does
Sega
own
at this
Sega
point.
now at this point.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, but isn't Sonic kind of a float? Isn't there some PlayStation on Sonic? Sonic on PlayStation too? Kind
There-
of.
Yeah,
he
and
shows
some
up
on
in- I think he
Xbox,
sh-
but
yeah.
But Nintendo, it's probably a licensing deal. Okay, yeah.
yeah, but that old licensing deal. So once those contracts are up, who knows if Nintendo pulls that and makes it exclusive to their things? Will that hurt their market? Will that hurt that market in their pocket, or will that make people want to go then buy a Switch to also then be able to not only play
I don't think
Sega
it'll hurt
classics
the
or
market.
Nintendo
No-
classics,
no
but now
one's-
Sega
Because
classics too.
how many people are playing Sonic on Xbox right now?
Yeah, no one's going out to no one's buying a system to be able to play Sonic.
No, but I can see what people will do. Like I can tell you what I do.
Like the
is
Nintendo
they
could
put-
become more of the nostalgic factor console. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean,
if
the
you
Switch
don't
is
go
already doing that, though.
emulation route.
No. The Switch is already doing that though.
Yeah.
The Switch is already doing that because if you have the online thing and you get the online plus or whatever it is, I forgot what it is exactly, what it's called exactly, but you can play the like old school Nintendo games. And it looks
64.
just like the games. It's just they have Nintendo,
Sega.
64, Sega, Super, Game Boy Color now,
Nice.
Yeah.
and just X amount of games for each. And that which is dope, and smart. I wish they would add more fucking games. Come on, Nintendo. You have a deep library. Put
They
the whole
do.
fucking library on there for us.
Move my score up to a 10. This is a good
Yeah,
one.
same here.
I like that.
Yeah.
10s
I-
across the board.
Well, 10s across the board, baby. Aaron and
Yeah.
I were there first, though.
Yeah. No, it was good. Now that we're talking
I was there.
about
I did it for
more and
dramatic
more,
effect.
There you go. It's
It's really good. I really enjoyed it.
I-
I could easily watch this again.
I could.
I was
could
thinking
watch
about
this a
watching it
third
again
time.
tonight or tomorrow.
I
Being
could
like,
watch
yo, today,
this a
let's
third
watch it.
time and still enjoy it just
Oh,
as much.
Definitely. I could
So-
definitely
and,
watch it the third time.
Honestly, one of the big things that just justifies the score is it was just such a well done adaptation of a video game. That's like that. What's harder to do, an adaptation of a book or a video game? I would say video game by far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that because I mean, there's so many movies. There's so many movies that people don't even know were books that are
Yeah.
really good.
That's the thing. You're
mean, I guess
taking an
that's kinda
a hugely known, incredibly popular series from another medium and trying to create a version on a new medium.
Yeah.
And you've done it successfully.
Very.
I mean, you do that either way because when you go to make a movie, you got to write it first, right? So it's technically a book or a script, and then it becomes visual using the mind
Yeah,
and
but
tools of the
he-
creative
but
directors.
I
and
think
whatnot.
he means as far as like pulling the source material from a
The
video
the
game
source
before.
material's all been presented to the consumer as a video game.
I think it's easier for the video game as long as you hit certain keynotes, and this movie kind of proves that because if you go from the book, hear me out. Because if you go from the book that's like super great and really good, and you completely miss certain points of that book that really hit the stride or the main point of that book, when you make it the movie, you're like, this was fucking trash. The book was way better. I want to watch the book. Or if you never watched the book or read the book, you're like, I hope this how the book was, and now you may never read the book because you got a shitty representation of it. Where if you
Oh, hold
take the
on.
game, where there's more creative movement you can do, because like this movie did, they didn't stick completely to the story, but they used a lot of the elements. They hit certain points. They made sure that certain things felt like it was exactly the same, but not everything was exactly the same. So I feel like it's a little bit easier to take it from the game to this than a book that has certain vital parts that you have to make sure you hit.
But you could say the same thing about a game, because there's been a
You're-
lot. I mean, I guess the video game wheel we
That's
have
true
right
too.
now.
Yeah.
I'll put it to you like this: the video game wheel we have right now, like I can say, Super Mario Brothers, horrible. The original.
Yeah.
Street Fighter, we know sucks. Mortal Kombat is not that good of a movie. That's three right there.
Yeah.
I mean, I
True.
know,
And on movies from books, there's a lot more hits.
but I mean,
Hold on.
But
Stephen King.
I think that's because of the choices of the people who had the money and the power and who they chose to make those movies and adaptations.
Maybe I
Because
mean,
they weren't
they're-
loyal.
they're-
They weren't fans and they weren't loyal. They were just like, fine, yeah, I know how to make a movie. I'll take your $100 million or your $50 million
we could
check.
even argue that
100, you know,
it could be kind of equal, because you're gonna have. I'll say equal, and the reason I say this is you're gonna have purists of any format of that content, whether it be making the show, series, movie from a video game, or making the show, series, movie from. Well, I don't know. I say show and series like it's two different damn things, but the series or movie, and from a movie or from a book or from a video game, you're gonna have those people that are purists that played that game
yeah,
10,000 times or read that book 10,000 times. They're just like, okay, this is garbage because boom, 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 or wow, this is really good because boom, 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 boom. Yes, they missed out on this, but I understand why they didn't use that, and they boom, 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 boom. So I'll tell you, it has to be about equal, honestly.
Well, hold on. There's a few other factors. First off, we're talking about a franchise that has 30 plus years of video game stories to draw
it's true
from.
too.
So
True
it's
too.
easy to you could easily piece something together for a movie that falls in this vague overall type of story that they're trying to pull.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah,
that might be
true,
true
true.
because Uncharted had like 3 or 4 games that they had some material to pull from, and they missed the mark, but it wasn't horrible. But then you take other movies that they did, like um Parasite Eve, or what was the other fucking movie that was kind of like Resident Evil that was a game.
Oh fuck, we just
Oh.
watched it. I never played the games
What
though.
the fuck was it called?
All of us.
Silent Hill.
Silent Hill, yeah, it's
Oh,
shit like
Silent
that
Hill,
where you
Silent
only
Hill,
got like
okay.
one thing to draw off of
Yeah.
and whatnot, and it's like it's awkward and it's weird because you were creative with it, but I kind of see what you did and you thought you were sticking to the game, but it wasn't the game. And then you have examples of Resident Evil that at that point had 4 or 5, and then they fucking did what they did with that, and it's like
See,
this barely okay. So just because there was a mansion in it, you put the name to certain people doesn't mean it's the fucking game. It was almost like a modern version of this fucking piece of shit atrocity here.
You know what it could be. You know what it could be too. It could have just been like that. Okay, maybe they look at people who enjoy video games as just children, and that's it. And that even if it is just children, and hear me out with this, as far as back in the day, the way they made these video game movies, or it's like we really don't have to take it that serious because they're gonna come see it because they love video games. We're gonna make the nerds come out of their mom's basement, so to speak. That whole corny saying, "Fuck you guys," because I'm in the attic and I'm not in my mom's house. But no, it's I think it's more so like we're gonna get them out here in the seats. It's a quick money grab, and we'll see what happens. But then when they did so bad, like again, especially with this, like you were saying earlier, Nintendo didn't even touch it, and then it's just like okay, you see a few other movies, video game adaptations, and it's still not. They're either terrible or okay at best. And then I mean, shit, it's. I feel like they put more effort into it. They definitely put more effort into it. They put more heart into it.
I just feel like the original Mario Brothers movie, Nintendo just signed off to let them do what they wanted with the rights because they didn't know any better because it was their first foray into movies.
Yeah.
And it was so bad that they didn't let anybody do anything with the rights for their material for another 30
Mhm.
years until this new
Well, okay,
animated movie
now
came out, and
You know,
they had final say on everything.
I
and
got a
not for
question for
nothing.
you guys.
As much as it being a flop, if they signed off on it, that means they got paid, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
So it's
they
not
got
like they
paid, but
lost money,
yeah,
right?
but
And then
hold,
you get
no,
royalties, and the
see,
shit's
no, no,
been
no,
out.
no,
So
no,
you're
hold on.
so
Hold
they
it's
on,
could still
really
but
a
go.
it was
loss.
so bad. It was so bad that you realize you can't do anything with your other properties to generate more money from.
Now you don't want to trust anybody else
You
because
don't want to
Yeah.
trust anybody else.
right.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Because listen, even Nintendo's trying to make more money
Oh
than they
yeah.
did last year.
Oh yeah.
No company's not trying to make more money than they did last year.
And this is crazy too because this is off the hype train because they just came off of almost crashing and being obsolete and extinct in the crash of what 86, 87. Then they fucking skyrocket back up with Mario and all this shit. And then now
Yep.
we're in 1993. They just came off their third game, working on their fourth and their next system. They were in deals with Sony to make a fucking disc drive system. And then fucking they do this, they're like, fuck yeah, we're riding high now. We got paid everything off. We're good.
No,
And then they're like,
doesn't matter how rich you are,
ooh.
your train of thought is how can I make more
Yeah.
money?
Oh, of
Mhm.
course. That's how
Yep.
you stay rich. They keep that money.
Yep.
But I'm so like again, I was so fucking happy, so satisfied. Like, and the cool thing about this too was going to see it in theaters, and just like Cocaine Bear, this theater was packed. The only difference is,
Gotta
and
watch that shit again.
what I loved about that was going to see this movie in theaters is because you've seen from like little kids up to people even older than James, just because he's the oldest one on the
That's
podcast.
another thing about this movie. The fucking audience. You have adults that grew up on this shit that are now bringing their kids to see this.
To be introduced to this, or the
It's
kids that
cross generational.
yeah, it
film.
really is. And then there's a lot of these kids have been introduced to Mario from Mario 64, whatever other from Mario 64, Mario on GameCube,
Bro,
Mario
Galaxy,
on the
some of
Switch.
them.
Galaxy.
Some
Mario
of them was
Galaxy.
like
That's what I'm
Super
saying.
Mario Galaxy on fucking the GameCube or the Wii
Realize-
or
you know
Wii
how
U.
old we
You
are,
know what I
right?
mean? Yeah, we're ancient at this
yo,
point.
I'll go as far as saying Mario on the Nintendo Switch, just because.
Yeah,
Odyssey,
my
baby.
nephew.
Yeah. How old is he?
Oh,
5, right?
Odyssey!
5.
Holy shit!
Exactly. And
You know what I
what is it,
mean?
the Switch been out for like 7, 8 years or something?
5 years at least.
Six,
I
I
think the
think
first
6 or
time my
7
dad-
now.
First time my nephew, he's 10 now, played. It was a GameCube Mario, I think.
See?
We're fucking old.
Yeah, man.
And now
And
I
my
want to go to
nephew
bed
at a point
depressed.
was
Yo.
obsessed with Mario.
I liked Mario back in the day on the NES and the NES, right? Or SNES, right? Like Mario 3 was like, oh my god. Then Mario fucking World was like, yo, this is so dope. I still could pick up Mario World now to this day.
Me
There's
too.
no
Yeah.
there's
But-
no way that Super
but that-
Mario World on Super Nintendo didn't blow everybody's fucking mind.
See,
out
but
of the
but then
water.
for me it
That's
was
my favorite.
Mario 64 that was like, oh my god, now I'm
Yes.
home. You know what I mean? And then we got the GameCube where I had fucking Super Mario Sunshine. I'm like, holy crap, this is the weirdest fucking Mario, but it looks so beautiful and this is so great. And then
That
I
is-
stopped playing Mario until fucking basically now. So it's like,
You know, what's
You know
you
how
what, no,
you know
hold
you
on, hold on.
Go ahead.
That's the crazy thing about Mario. They've come out with a Mario game. The first Mario game on each new generation of systems has been so drastically different that
Mhm.
it's blown people's fucking minds
mhm,
Smart. It's smart. I mean,
in the best possible way.
yes.
bro.
Like the
Yeah.
Mario 64 when that first came out, where you could run everywhere, like the RPG.
Oh my gosh. The graphics
3D,
alone.
the graphics and shit.
alone. Like everything about it. But that's true. That's true. When they made like a Mario
Which-
to introduce that new system,
Which,
they
by the
made a
way,
fucking they made it. Yes.
we got remakes and all this shit. I know they've done the Mario 64 redo for like the 3DS and for the Wii. I think they did one for the Wii. Either way,
Maybe.
I think they need to do a new Mario 64 remake where they do a little add-on to it, but it's all in the newest technology of like the Unreal Engine or something. where it just looks fucking crazy and phenomenal. Not like, or the Resident Evil engine. I mean,
What about a first-person Mario shooter where you're actually throwing fireballs and ice?
Are you talking about
and-
Duck Hunt, man? Wasn't
bro?
it?
No, like you see the hands, you're running, you slide, you do
You're
the jump
running.
into flips and shit.
Here, Joe.
Bro, that would be perfect for VR though.
Oh,
Mario
yeah.
VR.
That would be a Mario VR.
That would be
Nintendo, if you
pretty
do this,
But
we
in
want
4K
royalties.
fucking like picture-esque movie quality graphics,
It's
like
you already got patents for
are
it.
you
man. Those
kidding
things
me, bro?
coming
Like,
out
could you
like within the
imagine how
next 10
fucking
years.
insane
Just in-
Mario
just in case.
64 redone as a today's AAA title would be?
Yeah.
Bro, 120 stars all over again. Those red coins, I wouldn't give a fuck. I'd do it all again if it looked like a game from today. Woo! I'd go out and buy whatever. I don't care how much the price is. I would go get a credit card just for it.
Go get that in that
The,
system.
the thing is, you can make Mario anything. You could turn it into Mario wrestling.
Bro!
Mario.
They
Bro!
have-
Yo, I saw this
Yo.
thing where somebody was scoped in what if Mario was a Super Saiyan out of fucking clay and then fucking, bro, had this tube coming out of its hand with LED wraps around it, set it up perfectly, painted it, set up a brick wall like if it shot through the brick wall, lit it up, dude. The fucking thing looked so sick. He was brolic. I was like, yo. Sorry.
You can do anything with
Ah. Could you imagine that Super Mario versus Super Saiyan Goku?
That would be wild.
Fucking cross universes. Mario starts throwing fucking shells at Goku and shit. Goku's fucking Kamehameha on him.
I don't know.
I don't know, they-
I
Bowser
feel like
comes
we could
out
keep
of
going
nowhere.
all night. Maybe we should wrap this up.
Hold up.
Good
Before we go.
I
the
raw
Switch
dog
came out
everything.
March 3rd, 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 5 years.
What is it?
5 years.
What came out 5 years
2017.
ago?
The Switch.
There you go.
No. Wait, did it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been that long. It
Holy
came
shit.
the first Breath of the
6
Wild
years.
came out with the Switch.
6 years.
And now they just released the sequel. So
Holy shit. All right.
Oh shit! So you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if the Switch is coming out with something like next year, that's like that.
Wait, so there's a Breath of the Wild sequel and a Tears of whatever the hell?
Tears of the Kingdom is the Breath of the Wild sequel.
Gotcha.
It's the same art style, continuation of the story and everything.
Bro, I
It's
still
the
got
first time. It's the first time they've done an actual sequel.
I still
to
gotta
an
play the first
existing
I
story.
still got Twilight Princess and the fucking Wind Waker in plastic fucking sitting there.
Ah,
nice.
One day.
I guess we're gonna wrap this one up, people.
Yep.
You guys have an amazing night.
It's been a fun one.
Check us out, Popcorn
long
and
has
Pints
it
at the
been?
link tree.
I
Horror
think,
Reserve
I,
30.
I, think I drank this beer in 15 minutes.
Just hit the link tree. All of our links are in there. Thank you guys again. Thanks for popping by. Peace. Peace. And if you haven't seen the Super Mario Bros. Movie, go see it.
You
Do
have
it.
to. It's a must see.
It's
You're a
must-
video game fan by far.
Even if you're not, I think it's a good time.
see. That gets Search 30 stamp of approval. I don't have it pulled up right now, but I do have a new one. Shout out to Dadpool for that. Peace.
Damn.
That was
Didn't go
fun.
this long for a long time.
No.
We
Sorry,
haven't
I
had
talk a
anything
lot.
worth it. We haven't had anything worth it.
Drew.
Look, the battery on my other laptop died. So that's how I knew that was.
Should have had it plugged in, man.
I
He
did,
did.
but it doesn't charge while it's open anymore.
Ah, stupid.
So I got to get it fixed.
Just burn it.
I know, right? Get